Brilliant Minutes, sponsored by Sinclair Heating and Cooling for 24/7 comfort on call.
Hello, Brad. What do you have for us today?
A little lesson to begin.
All right. We like lessons.
Let's take a look at the chalkboard. It is a fact that we have a warmer planet.
Yes.
Okay. A warmer planet leads to climate change.
Okay.
Climate change leads to more extreme weather events.
We have seen that.
And the gamut could range from extreme drought to excessive precipitation. And this is what I want to talk about, excessive precipitation and the result, floods.
Oh.
Okay. In fact, as I was working on this story, I saw a couple of flood headlines from just within the past week. Dubai, Tuesday.
You're going to see more about that in just a second in
Are
our
you?
Need
Okay.
to See segment. Yes.
Dubai on Tuesday, the largest rainfall on record. They received 10 inches of rain on Tuesday alone. That's 2 years worth of rain in a single day. You can just envision
Right.
and you can see the
Yeah.
problems that creates. Last Friday through Monday, there was a multi-rain event in Pakistan. 65 people lost their life because of the historic April rainfall over there, okay? When we think about floods, we think about the damage and the threat to human beings
Sure.
and some animals, but there's sort of somebody who's really important in the whole equation of our survival that is also threatened by floods.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
Well, I do because you told me earlier today. But
The bee.
okay.
The bee. This is a honeybee. I did not know this about bees, but here's what you need to know about bees. They're unable to swim. So when they wind up in water, their wet wings weigh them down. They cannot lift themselves out
Okay.
of water. They can kind of hydroplane across the surface, and they do that trying to find a way out, something
Right.
they can cling on to and climb out and allow their wings to dry and away they can go. However, they can only look for that exit for about 10 minutes, after which time they are exhausted and they go on to drown. Okay? We all know the importance of bees
We have
because
done many segments on
because
that.
they are
Yes.
pollinators. We're dependent on
Right.
them for our food, okay? This is why this story is so very interesting, because researchers have found something special about this bee. This is a bumblebee. It's the eastern bumblebee. It's found across about the eastern third of North America.
Okay.
Okay, it looks pretty much like our bumblebees
I'm
as
trying
well.
to get the point of view here. But
Eyes, there
Yeah,
are the
yeah,
wings.
there are the
okay,
wings,
This
yeah.
is kind of a top side view.
Okay.
But here's the story. Queen bumblebees surprise scientists by surviving underwater.
Wow.
And not by just a few minutes, not even by a few hours. In fact, they can survive underwater for up to 7 days.
now we know why they're queens.
Right, exactly. Okay, so
Queens can do anything on a chessboard and
Absolutely.
apparently underwater.
Absolutely. So the first thing you need to know about bees is they don't have lungs like we do. They use little openings in their body that passes the air, okay? But here's sort of the conditions that have to be met for them
Okay.
to survive 7 days underwater. They must be in hibernation, so that explains part of it, okay? Because their metabolism is really low. Of the 143 that they experimented with, not only did 81% survive the 7 days, but they went on to live another 8 weeks, okay? So the bottom line is that this is really positive news, not just for this bumblebee, but for any bee, because there are a lot of pollinators that actually live underground.
Okay.
And in floods, they become threatened.
Right.
So hopefully, at least we'll have bumblebees around, but we'll see. With, again, excessive water, runoff, flooding, they're at risk.
We need more queens, apparently.
We do.
All right. Brad, thanks so much.
Okay.
Have a